Online communities are built wrong, and in my last year of building communities, having made over 6 figures with online communities and worked with some of the biggest online community creators, I've come to the conclusion that there are 3 things that you need to watch out for in order to build a highly engaged community that works without you and doesn't take much of your time, but also builds meaningful connections, which is why we're all here, right? We're not just trying to build a funnel. So the first thing that we're looking at doing with our community is we want to have what's called the rhythm of engagement. And so what does the rhythm of engagement mean? Well, the rhythm of engagement is where you have a community that has rhythm, which is up and down, versus a flat line base. Now, when we build our communities online, especially if we have some level of activity heat map for our communities, what you find is you have this steady increase in engagement where the engagement is consistently going up all the time. And that's what we know to be true to show that our community is engaged. But there are so many ways to fake this, meaning you can create content that just drives these unsolicited comments, such as comment W on this post if you like what I did, or the flame emoji, or let's go bro. We've all been there before when we've posted and engaged in other communities because we're not sparking meaningful connection. And so even though we increase the rate of engagement in our community, we want to actually find the rhythm of engagement. And this ties into the in real life space of communities, because in the real world with community, you are not in the space 24/7. You go to a space where they host an event, a gathering, or a meaningful moment where you show up and the rhythm of engagement increases, right? And so let's take a space such as like a community hall. And the community hall on Saturday is hosting a pizza party and movie night. Today is Tuesday. And so on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and Saturday, the day before Saturday, you are not doing anything else with that community until you show up. But it's still a bit top of mind and you know an event is happening. We want to almost build our online spaces in the same way. The reason why? Because it's unrealistic to expect people to consistently be engaging in your community at all times of the day. It just doesn't work. People have lives, people have things to do. And so we want to build what's called the rhythm of engagement, where we host more events and we have this like higher engagement on certain days rather than having it 7 days a week. Now, this is great for your community because they've now got a reason to be there. They understand why they're showing up. And then you as a leader actually get to take a bit of time off, because as we build communities, we spend so much time thinking, I need to engage, I need to do this, I need to do this. And it's unhealthy. And I know it's unhealthy because I've done it for the last year, where I've worked every single day engaging and trying to drive my community. And the transition from that into building a space that you don't need to be active in 24/7, you can still show up every day. It's an online space. It's more accessible, but you don't have to consistently create posts and content, because sometimes as the leader, you will remove the space that you are trying to hold for your members and give them and actually decrease the likelihood of the member even engaging in the first place. So you end up having more lurkers in your space, and then people don't ascend to your other communities that you might have. Now, that leads me into my second point, which is community equals community, not a funnel. So in the online space, and as we see today, so many people are going, I want to build a community because I want to make 10K a month. And you're watching this video and you're probably in the same boat. No one really valued just building a community. And if you wanted to build a community in the real world or about something that you're truly passionate about, you don't necessarily think about how much money you can make from it. And so what I see a lot when someone builds, say, a free community online, they build a free community and then they treat it as a funnel. And I'll raise my hand, I've been there too, I've done that. But this is 2 things. if you treat your community as a funnel and not as a community, you lose two things if you do this one thing wrong, which is when you go to sell them and ascend them through the funnel, and that person does not purchase or gets a bad taste in their mouth, you are losing them not only as a lead and sale into your next community or your next offer or your one-on-one high ticket coaching process. What actually happens is you lose them as an engaged member of your community, as someone that can actually spend time in your space and hang out because you told them that you were building a community, not a funnel. And so it's almost up to you to say, hey, if you join this space, it's only to get a resource. And my camera is moving. I have an AI camera. Let me stop that and flick this back. When you have a community, and you should basically say, this is a funnel. You should say, you're going to get this resource, and then I'm going to want to transition you through to the next thing. And when that happens, you lose them at two different points. And that's just unhealthy because you're telling them that you want a community, and I'm sure you want a community as well. So build a community, not a funnel. And the way in which you do that is you have the rhythm of engagement. You have these events, you have this space. You have onboarding. And onboarding isn't, this is my offer, it's this is the community. And there's so much I can touch on this. If you want more of this, make a comment below. I'm happy to go into it. But build a community, not a funnel. And the third thing that we want to look at is, why do people join the space in the first place? So why? Why do we want this? Well, we want this because as someone who has been there, has probably been in your shoes where you feel like you need to spend 1 million hours in a community, it's just unhealthy and it's unrealistic. And you're going to suffer with like work-life balance. You're going to feel like you need to always be on, always be doing something. And because I've built multiple communities over my last year on this platform called Skool, and being the #1 top contributor and the most active person on the platform, and spent 1 million hours, designing what this stuff looks like, it's a little bit unhealthy and it's unrealistic. And you want to build meaningful connection. And to know if you have meaningful connection, I'll ask you this one question, which is, name 10 people in your community. If you are someone that runs a community, which I'm hoping you are, name 10 people in your community that you did not connect with on a call or you did not know previously before they joined. Who are you thinking about? Who are those people? You will know that usually those people are maybe a client that you've got, but like you really don't know who these members are because they're not members to you. They are a lead, and that's unhealthy. You don't want leads. You want people. You don't want to close people. You want to accept them into your space. It's very difficult to, I guess, digest this because we've all been trained to really look at community as a funnel. Even I have said these words before, that your free community is an overpowered email list. And I'm so wrong for saying that because these are genuine people that could potentially be looking for a space to do it. Now, obviously, people do join this stuff. My packaging on the outside, my offer is, if you join this space, you're going to, like, this is kind of what it's about. So my free community is how to build a highly engaged community. But when they join, I take them through this process where I show them highly engaged doesn't actually mean every single day. It means a few days a week or 1 day a week. Maybe even it's once a month. It's highly engaged on this one day. So you need to change how you think about community. The other thing that you want to look at with all of this is you don't need to sell 24/7. People will naturally progress through your funnel if you do this, but it takes time. It takes effort. It takes patience to not just, I need to scale like absolutely crazy all the time. And so I just wanted to share this with you around how I think about community and the things that I'm putting in place to lead an online space like I would in the real world, because I believe it's healthier and I believe that we can build better spaces online and actually change the landscape of the people that actually want the resource and the value if we all combine together and build a space that people love being a part of, we won't wreck this situation of building a community for a funnel to scale a business, because if we're all driving that, then everyone's going to get used to what we do and they're not going to want to engage with people if you want to build a real space. So if you are looking to build a community, I've dropped a link to my calendar below. You can work one-on-one with me. All of these videos are tailored towards people looking to build real sustainable communities. I've dropped my Calendly link there. If you are online, you've got a community and you want to adopt this process, yes, you will still make money. That is the point of doing some of this at the same time. But I hope this makes sense. Click the Calendly below and I look forward to working with you soon.